Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Hurry Up Live. I'm your host, Adam, and I just wanted to get a live in there before we come out tonight with the NFC round up tonight, going over the schedules. Me and Matt, the Giant fan, we're bringing it to you. We're making you fired up for September. But right now, we're going to keep it low-key as we can. Jaden, my man, always in the chat. Jaden, love you, man. Mac the Giant fan. Mac the Giant fan and he and I are going to be doing a live show tonight, around probably 6:30, to give you the schedule update. It's going to be fire. All four teams in the NFC East getting roasted tonight on their schedule with me and Mac the Giant fan. Tune in because we got some surprises for you tonight. But before we do that, let's get into a little information that's happening this week with the Big Blue. The New York Giants, obviously, James Bradberry got the boot. He was kicked up out of here. And, like it or not, I don't really like the move per se because why wait this long to do a move like that, right? I understand you're looking for a trade partner and possibly, and this is just my speculation, that they had a deal in place in the NFL draft. And the deal didn't end up working out because, the teams didn't get the guy that they needed to. Listen, Jaden, tune into the show and we will give you the rundown of who we're playing week one. Okay, just tune in. That's what they call in the biz a tease. Okay, I just gave you a little tease right there. Right, but let's focus on what we're really focusing on right here. And that's the mini camp that's coming up. Now, like I was saying, James Bradberry, like it or not, James Bradberry was the best corner the Giants had in a long time. And believe it or not, to me, he was the guy that set the tone for everybody. He's the guy that kind of let you do what you need to do. And I thought it would have been perfect for this defense, to be honest with you. But see, here's the problem with Dave Gettleman. When you make things and you kick the can down the road, you leave people strapped. And I'm not mad at James Bradberry for going to Joe Shane and Brian Daboll and be like, yeah, nah, you ain't taking my money away. I had the same amount of interceptions, basically the same amount of tackles as I did in year one, right? In year one. But at this point, why would you take a pay cut? That's like you doing your job. Job. And they were like, you know what? You're good at your job, but, new regime, we're going to come in. We're cleaning house. We love you, but we can't pay you at this salary. We can give you this salary. Do you want to stay? And you look at them with the side eye like, mother, please, I ain't playing on that damn salary. You know what I'm saying? So James Bradberry gets his money. He's going to go someplace else. Please don't be the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm burning sage right now, telling them, please don't be the Philadelphia Eagles, because I'm telling you, that team is stacking up better than they have in years past. And so for me, James Bradberry is sad because I felt like he fit in Wink Martindale's system. And obviously we're not a winning ball club. If we were a winning ball club, James Bradberry probably would have said, yeah, I got a shot at a ring. Yeah, I'll take a pay cut. But we're booty. Which brings me to another point before we get into the mini camp and a preview of some of the players to look out for is don't tell me we're going to win 8 games if we won 4. And especially tonight, when we get into the damn schedule with Mac the Giant fan. He's trolling right up in here. He's in the chat. This is my man right here. He's saying sup to Jeffy. And this is my other co-host of Premium Takes, Jeffy, my boy, my homie, my net fan, my net fan brother, my Giant brother, Mac and Jeff, two of my great guys. They do Premium Takes with me. This Sunday, we're going to have a great show for you. A lot going on with us 3 guys here. But these are my homies. They're my ride or dies. So sub up to those guys. Sub up to NYG Jeffy, T3285, and sub up to Mac the Giant fan. As you know, Mac the Giant fan comes out with a ton of content, not just football, but wrestling related, He's on Premium Takes. He does his own, he does his breakfast show in the morning, giving you updates and stuff. So this is what we're doing. We're doing big things. These two guys are doing big things with me. But back to the matter at hand. Don't be telling me we're going to be winning 8 games when we barely even won 4. If it wasn't for Jalen Rager's Butterfingers, we would be 3-14. But we're not. And so we're 4-13. Mind you, look at this. I'll tell you this, right? Everyone's like, I think we played the Jaguars this season. And here's the tease, right? We played the Jaguars. Don't know what time. Don't care. Just focus on the Jaguars. The Jaguars were the worst team in football according to their record. But mind you, they were only one win less than we did. The Giants had 1 win more than the Jaguars. 1 win. And then people are going to tell me when we play the Jaguars, yeah, we're going to kick their butts, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right, man. They were 1 game under what we did. And you're going to tell me we're going to kick their butts? That's what I'm talking about, man. People just get delusional. I know it's optimism season, and I know people think they hate Adam. You hate the Giants. No, man. I just smack you in the face with reality. Not because I'm a bad guy. Not because I'm a bad guy, or I don't like the team. Not because I don't like the team, but because I believe that it takes more than just showing up and beating somebody. Okay? It takes strategy. And I've been down this road many times with everybody. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter where you're from. I've seen this before, right? So, there are plenty of things going on and things that we need to focus on before we can jump ship, right? This is a rebuilding team. We just got rid of James Bradberry. That's going to be a blow to this team, whether you like to admit it or not. It's going to be a huge blow to this ball club. Okay? It really is. Has nothing to do with anything. You took one of your best players, probably arguably one of the top 5 players on defense, and you got rid of him for nothing. And now, if you it's like this, right? Julian Love is projected to be the starting free safety or strong safety, or whatever safety you want to call it, one of the safety positions. Let's say you move him now to corner. Now you put Dane Belton back there. You got a rookie now playing back there. There's going to be mistakes. Or if you decide to put Aaron Robinson on the outside, you're going to have mistakes. Now, there was speculation on another podcast that maybe the Giants pick up a bargain bin free agent to fill some of the spots. Well, I wouldn't oppose to that. That's not a bad idea. I think that this team might need that. Now that player that comes in is not going to be huge. I'm telling you that right now. He's not going to be a great player. It might be, someone said Marcus Trufant. That might be interesting. Bringing a veteran. This veteran probably is not coming in until like Logan Ryan, till like the first week of training camp or anything like that. But, this is something that we need to focus on because this could be a downfall of the defense right now. Now, Wink Martindale, I love what he's done, but don't tell me Cordell Flatt, who hasn't played a damn down in the NFL, is going to be great. We smoke the sauce, man. We smoke it. We're like, oh, you know what? This guy's going to be great. We haven't seen him play a down in the NFL because we watched 2 highlights from a draft video. We think these guys are all Hall of Famers. Let it play out. There's going to be injuries. I hate to say it. There's going to be injuries. Whether, there's going to be mistakes. This is football. Your quarterback's going to make them. Will he cost us games? Will the defense be strong enough to overcome those mistakes? Will the defense cost us games down the stretch? Will there be an injury to a big player that we don't know about? These are the things you got to worry about. On paper right now, the Giants are an okay team. But I'll tell you right now, they have no depth. They have a lot of young players and a lot of undrafted free agent players that are good. Now, that leads me to the rookie minicamp. Now, the rookie minicamp is interesting. It's going to happen this weekend. They're going to be reporting today, coming in, getting their physicals, doing all that work. You're going to see Kayvon Thibodeau in there. And you're going to see Evan Neal, the two bedrock of our of our team. But you're also going to see the undrafted rookie free agents in the back end of the class. Now, we all know about the draft class, but there's guys I'm looking forward to seeing out there. McFadden, the linebacker, I'm infatuated with. I like Darren Beavers a lot, and I like Daniel Bellinger. I think those three guys, to me, are my most intriguing players on the draft class that I am looking forward to watching throughout minicamp, OTAs, veteran minicamp, and then training camp as we go forward. Those are three guys I want to keep an eye on. One, because I think Daniel Bellinger, people aren't giving him enough credit. I think he'll be the number 2 tight end. He might be number 3 on the depth chart, but he'll be number 2 in our hearts. I'm just kidding. He'll be number 2 on the field. You know what I'm saying? So on the field, he'll be able to be number 2, right? Sorry, folks. That's terrible radio. You know, giving you a moment of silence. But anyways, what I was saying is there's going to be Daniel Bellinger is more intriguing to me because Giants haven't had a tight end in a long time, and I think this guy is going to be on the team. He'll be here at least 4 years, and I like to see that. Ricky Seals Jones, everyone's like, oh, he's going to be good. Yeah, he's going to do a little bit. He'll do some stuff. He's not going to do anything crazy. Let's be real. Let's be 100 on that one. He's going to have a couple touchdowns. He's going to look good here and there. But there's some undrafted free agent guys that I think are going to be interesting to look at. And those are the guys that I'm most intrigued about. And someone asked me, Adam, do you think a lot of UDFAs are going to make this team? And they said, not many UDFAs do that. And I'm like, you're wrong. A lot of UDFAs make the team, and especially guys that this regime is going to bring in. This regime is going to bring in guys that fit their system, that fit their culture, that are fit what they're going to be doing. Remember, the old regime is here. You got a lot of old guards here. The kid from North Carolina, I think his name is, maybe one of the guys in the chat can get his name for me, but the UNC kid, why would he not be able to make the team over Shane Zimenez? Right? Why would he not be able to make the team? There he is, Tom Fox. You know that guy had some good sack production at North Carolina. Okay, Tom Fox. Okay, edge linebacker for North Carolina. You don't think he can push O'Shane Zimmerman off the roster? Because if I'm looking at the roster and I'm looking at stats alone, O'Shane Zimmerman had no sacks last year. I'm keeping Quincy Roche. Ellison Smith, you're on notice too, because you didn't do nothing. So let me get into some UDFAs that I think will make the team or that I like here. Thanks, Jeff. Tommy Fox is his name. So Jeff said, I'd like to see some of the UDFAs like Chris Hinton, Yusef Crocker, and Austin Allen, etc. And Darren Evans, too. Then you have Tom Foxen was the guy I'm talking about. So let's get into a couple of these guys real quick. The one guy I'm intrigued about, actually, there's a lot of guys I'm intrigued about, actually. The one that Evans from LSU, good. I like him. He's got some decent measurables. Obviously, he played in the SEC. He does well. Cordell Flott was his teammate. He's a little bit, I think, bigger than Cordell Flott in terms of how he, how he looks, right? So let's get I want to get you the full measurables on this cat, so you know what you're looking at here. He's 6'3", 180 pounds. This is the type of corner that Wink Martindale likes. Now, you're saying to me, well, why is if Wink Martindale likes him, why didn't they draft him? Well, their depth chart, playing time, LSU had a lot going on. Plus, they had Derek Stingley play last year as well, even though he wasn't 100%, but they had that guy, so he was buried on the depth chart. So what you do with a guy like Darren Evans is you take him and you let him develop. Now, guys on the back end of the roster, like a Jerron Williams, he might not make the team. I mean, I like Jerron Williams at Albany last year. I think he was a solid player for the team. I think he's going to be a sneaky good contributor. But you also got a guy like Rodarius Williams, right? A guy like Rodarius Williams who's on the team, right? He may not be, he may not be on the team this year. Coming back from a knee injury, nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, "Oh, UDFA's not going to make the team." Even Joe Shane said in the video, most of you look at around the league, 40-something% of UDFAs make the team or make up part of the rosters across the NFL. So I can't just say these guys aren't going to make the team. And yes, they may not all be Victor Cruz, because I know that's what everybody equates to. It's great. But there was a guy named, Giant fans may know him. I don't know if the Giant fans in this chat will know, but let me know if you know him, Jeff, if you're still here, or Mac. Percy Ellsworth, safety. He played for the Giants in the mid-'90s, and he made the team and was a contributor in the mid-'90s and late 2000s. James Butler from Georgia Tech. He was an undrafted free agent that made the team. People don't want to talk about Jimmy Butts, okay? James Butler is the reason our defense was good enough to win the Super Bowl. Good enough to win it. So anyways, Jimmy Butts, undrafted rookie free agent that made it to this team. Jimmy Butts is his name. James Butler, Georgia Tech Hornet, or whatever they are, Bumblebee, whatever it was. But he made it, and he is one of the most underrated safeties in the history of the Giants, and he would have won if it weren't for him. If it weren't for him, we don't have, him proving the back end of the defense. We probably don't win. We probably don't win the Super Bowl. We probably don't have the same. We probably don't have a lot of the same stuff that goes on, right? We don't win the Super Bowl. We don't have Super Bowl winning defense. He played well for Steve Spagnuolo. He really did. And to me, you can't. The Yellow Jackets. Oh, there you go. The Yellow Jackets, the Yellow Hornets, whatever. The Georgia Tech stinks. So, they haven't produced anybody good in a while. So, but James Butler came out of there, right? We had a couple guys last year make the team. There was plenty of players in the NFL and on the Giants who have made the roster as a UDFA. And there's going to be tryout guys. There's a safety coming in, and he's going to be good. Okay. He is coming in from Northern Iowa, I think he is. He's about 6'3", 250 pounds, ran a 4.5, and he's going to play that dime linebacker position for you. And for me, this is what you need to do. This is how you have to do it. You can't just say that you got everything safe on your roster, and then you're going to do it, right? You can't just say, everything's good to go. We're good. We have no problems, because you never know. A guy is going to play hard. He's going to play above his means, right? He's going to play above the X's and O's. Hello. Three UDFAs, you think? 3 to 6? I think it's going to be 10. I think this is the guys I think are going to make the team, right? We have this right here. I think Evans will be on the practice squad. Jeremiah Hall make the team. Tyrone Truesdale probably be on the practice squad. Jabari Ellis practice squad. Christopher Hinton probably makes the rotation. Austin Allen, if he doesn't make the team, will definitely be on the practice squad. Yusef Coker, I like a lot. He plays DB. I could see him making the team. Josh Rivers, inside offensive lineman. You know that he's going to probably be on the damn squad. Tommy Fox, he's definitely going to be on there. And I like Corbin. So let me go down the players. So Jeremiah Hall is the most intriguing to me. We talked about Darren Evans, 6'3", 180 pounds. Jeremiah Hall is by all means the most underrated prospect we got. Remember, Brian Dable said this. We need an H-back. We need an H-back for this offense. And so for him, he's the H-back that we need. He's going to be the probably the move tight end. He'll make the team because they don't have a fullback. So what they'll do is they might kick one of the running backs off the roster or one of the tight ends off the roster and use him as a pseudo tight end size fullback. And what this allows you to do is have so many options in the red zone. Okay, so many options in the red zone. Okay, this guy, he's 6'2", 248 pounds. Okay, tight end. H-back, which is, if you're not familiar with it, the tight end slide. The H-back is something that's been around for a while, but is an underutilized position. It's basically a tight end that plays fullback. I don't think Austin Allen and Jeremiah Hall are competing for the same position because I think they can utilize Jeremiah Hall in the fullback designation. That's what I think they'll use. They'll just use him as an H-back. So he'll be in the backfield. He'll motion out. He'll be a lead blocker, a rundown sometimes. He'll be a tight end. If you go big tight ends and you want to have Daniel Bellinger on one side, Jeremiah Hall on the other, or Daniel Bellinger, Jordan Atkins, and then you want Jeremiah Hall in here, he can do a lot of things. He's very versatile in that regard. And I think in the red zone is where he'll be used, in goal line is where he'll be used. And this is a guy that, if you look at Juszczyk out of the 49ers, right, Kyle Juszczyk, this is a guy that think of Juszczyk, and this is what is Jeremiah Hall's role is going to be. A fullback guy who dumps it off out the roster, out the backfield, going to give you some quality snaps both on special teams and as a third tight end or fullback. And you need that in the offense. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Larry Centers. He used to play for the Arizona Cardinals back in the day, number 37. He was a move fullback. He didn't really block people. He could block, don't get me wrong. He could pick up the blitz. He wasn't a great lead blocker, but he was a great receiver out of the backfield and rushed the football a lot. So he is going to be a difference maker, I think, in this offense going forward, because they're going to need that kind of move tight end in the backfield. And when you can play more roles, you're more valuable. So I think if I'm choosing a guy, if I'm choosing Austin Allen or Jeremiah Hill, Austin Allen still needs some polishing. Probably store him on the practice squad. Now, again, injuries happen. Who knows, right? Let's say they go to training camp, Ricky Seals, Jones blows his knee. That moves you up the depth chart, right? So, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. I don't want, Johnny Cole forgot to get injured. No, that's not what I'm doing here. Okay, so give me a break on that one. So Tyrone Truesdale of Florida. So the good thing about him, he played in a big school, T squared, big school, big bodied guy. The Giants need a lot of big bodied guys, especially since they only have basically 2 nose tackles on the roster. So depending on what this guy does, maybe he's on the roster at 6'2", 326 pounds. He's a plugger. All right, that's what he's going to do. I think you can probably pencil this guy in as a backup player. He went to Auburn at some point, but he moved down to the Gatorland and is a Florida Gator. So what that means to me is he's going to be in the rotation again. Guys are going to get injured. Guys are going to get nicked up. That'll determine some of these roster spots going forward. And they still have tryout guys coming in. So let's say a tryout guy pulls off a guy off the roster, for example. You have Austin Kroll. You think that guy's going to make the team? No. If you know he's not going to make the team anyways, you kick him off the roster and you sign a safety or a receiver or any of those guys that are coming in for a tryout. Because remember, this is your regime. These are the guys you're looking at. You don't necessarily need to look at those guys. And they already cut some players. Bryson John, another linebacker, Amari Cooper or something like that. Not Amari Cooper, excuse me. Omar Cobbs, Amari Cobbs, the linebacker. Nobody even knows about that guy. And then a long snapper that they don't need. So, these are the guys that are going to fill in these roster spots. Now, the Giants need depth. They need to start to build guys up. You can't just have players and, say, oh, well, we're going to go. You're not. If you want to look at the Giants roster, I brought it up right here. We can go down, like I said. Okay. Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, we know making the team. Davis Webb is probably going to be holding the clipboard. And Brian Lewerke probably is going to be flipping burgers and working at Walmart. this season. All right, you don't need him around. You really don't. Um, so that's the one guy. The next group of backs is Saquon Barkley, Matt Breida, Gary Brightwell could be in trouble because Joshua Corbin could be here. I think Antonio Williams is going to make the ball club. I think Gary Brightwell has a chance to make the ball club, but again, he has previous experience and he needs to catch on quickly. Joshua Corbin, brought in by this regime, is a guy who has some speed, some juke ability, and is going to want to be built throughout the program. Okay, these are the things you want to do. All right, Sandro Platzcomer, he's just here for the international program. He won't be taking up no roster spot. But Antonio Williams got number 21, good number to wear as a back, if you ask me. So, the Eagles, interesting. The Eagles got the Lions week 1. Interesting. Just dropped a little nugget for you in there. And then in the receiving core, you have Kenny Galladay probably going to make the team. Darius Slayton's 50-50 shot. Kadarius Toney making the team. Sterling Tripp 50-50 shot. Wando Robinson making the team. That's 3 guys making the team. Galladay, Toney, Robinson. Sterling Shepard, we don't even know when he's coming back. Darius Slayton is expendable in my eyes. CJ Board probably should be in the NFL. Colin Johnson is a bum. David Sills, people love him, but he's not going to make the ball club either. Alex Bachman, Travis Trevonian, I don't know who that guy is. He's not going to make the squad. That's it. That guy, Travis Trevonian, he's a guy you can get rid of, right? If you think Andre Miller, who's 6'2", 224 pounds, that's a pretty big guy. Because you look at it, Robert Foster, 6'2", 196. So you're going to have a guy named Andre Miller who's 6'2", 224. That's a big-bodied receiver. Guys going to go up and make some plays for you. So all the guys on the back end of the roster are on notice. Board, Johnson, Sills, Bachman, Devonian, Prohl, Foster, Richie James. These guys are on notice, and they'll depend on what you can do for me. If you can't do nothing, bye. You'll be hitting the bricks like everybody else. You'll be hitting the bricks like everybody. Now, here's the tight ends of what I'm talking about. I know that Jeff just mentioned it in the chat. He said Austin Allen and Jeremiah Hill are playing for the same position. I said, right now we have Ricky Seals-Jones, Jordan Aiken, Daniel Bellinger, Chris Myrick, Austin Allen, and Jeremiah Hill, right? Who we just kicked off Rice and John. Myrick is not long for this team. Jordan Aiken and Ricky Seals-Jones are probably fighting for the same roster spot, believe it or not. And then I think you have Austin Allen and Jeremiah Hall. Now, Jeremiah Hall, again, you could put him in the running back category if you want to say a roster spot. It's called roster manipulation. And these guys were a little older coming out. Daniel Bellinger is 22, but apparently Austin Allen and Jeremiah Hill are 24. So they're going to be older rookies. They're going to have a little bit more experience. They'll be able to beat out guys like Ricky Seals-Jones, especially since they're probably going to sign 4-year deals. Okay, so 4-year deals means you'll be here. Ricky Seals-Jones is only here for 1 year. As for the lineman, Thomas is going to make it. Evan Neal's got number 70. My God, 78 and 70. Going to be kicking butt for the next decade. Matt Pert, he's in limbo. See, here's the interesting thing about Matt Pert. Does he make the roster? Right? He's a 3rd round pick, so that means there was some potential that they saw in this kid to be on the roster. And the fact of the matter that he is still here is interesting to me. They could have cut him. It probably means that they like his measurables. They are still looking in, still prying, still poking. But hey, if they need money, maybe they get rid of him. Roy Matikiba, the Nigerian guy who got signed, I think he's a practice squad player, to be honest with you. I think they want to develop him going forward. He's a tackle, so you always need a good swing tackle. But I think Matt Goodell is going to make the team. I think Evan Neal's going to make the team. I think Matt Pert's going to make the team. So I think you're going to see those 2 guys make the team over Corey Cunningham, right? Then Max Garcia. Somebody said it best. Max Garcia over probably Josh Ezeudu, and here's why. First off, Max Garcia is a little heavier. A little older, but Max Garcia started. So, do you want Andrew Thomas to go with a rookie next to him, or do you want Andrew Thomas to go with a guard that has some experience? Let Andrew Thomas develop a guard that has some experience next to him. Because Evan Neal's going to be playing on the right side. Glowinski's going to be right by him, so he'll be able to lean on Glowinski when he needs to, right? you don't need a rookie to be leaning on Andrew Thomas. You want Andrew Thomas to just focus on the best pass rusher that he has to worry about. You don't want him to lean in and do anything. So, when you're going down the roster and you're doing, Jeff says Brightwell might make the team because he's excellent on special teams. Yeah, well, what did he do last year for me? He didn't do much, right? And then he says 4 receivers are locks. Master up for question. Yeah, those are the guys that are going to lose their jobs. You have something here. Matt Gano and Matt Pert probably going for the same swing tackle position. I probably think it's probably going to end up being Gano, to be honest with you, because they could injury settlement Matt Pert. Like, oh, he was injured, his knee blew out, blah, blah, blah. Right? And Jeffrey agrees that Garcia, Feliciano, going to the starting lineup, develop the young guys and do them mechanics. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what's going to happen. Because when you do that, you're going to have these guys needing to develop going forward, right? Ben Bredesen, he's interesting because they made a trade for him. And I think him or Shane Lemieux is going to end up being the center at some point behind John Feliciano. Because right now they have John Feliciano. Apparently Jamil Douglas is now playing center. We have Nick Gates. Now, I love Nick Gates like the rest of you, but let's be honest. He's injured and probably won't be here. But if you want to look at the Giants right now, let's look at the weight. We have Max Garcia, 309. Okay, we have and McKenneth is 340, my God. But John Feliciano is 325. Evan Neal apparently is listed at 351. I don't know how big. I don't know if that's true. And Andrew Thomas is 315. So you have a mixture of linemen, and Mark Lewinsky is 310. So you have your center who's going to be an anchor at 325. The rest of the guys kind of fleet of foot, except for Evan Neal. So you're probably going to see a lot of running to the right side of the line. On the left side, you're probably going to see that's where the pass protection is going to happen, especially his blind side. Daniel Jones, who, you know how I feel about Daniel Jones. But this is what I'm telling you. The offensive line is not fixed, but when things happen and the defense is like, okay, we can't get to the passer, so we're going to drop back in coverage and block. That's when the stuff is going to shake out, right? There's going to be different ways. People know how to defend guys, so we'll see what happens. So you'll see a lot of those guys coming in. I think you're gonna keep 10 guys on the offensive line. Shane Lemieux, I like him. He'll be competing with Josh Azudu as well, but I think he makes the team for one more year at least. Again, he could be that guy who gets kicked in the center down the road. Going forward. Remember, we only have 1-year deals on a lot of these guys. Leonard Williams. So let's get to the defensive line. Leonard Williams definitely gonna make the team. Someone said possible trade halfway through the season if the Giants tank or are tanking or getting beat down. I don't think you do that. Just leave them on the team. You can't have too many good players, man. The more you keep getting rid of players, unless you're really in the tank, unless like the Giants are at the 8-game mark and they're 2-6, at that point you could be like, fine, get rid of them, get some draft capital because you're going to be moving up to get a quarterback. But at that point, it doesn't matter how good of a season you has. The record is going to reflect on the thing. So the Giants don't win more than 7 games. Daniel Jones is going to break out, got to get a quarterback. And to me, and depending on when the schedule comes out and when we get to our leaks and what we're talking about tonight, we're going to go into it in depth on what I think may happen, coming out the gate. And it's a cautionary tale, but I think I like Leonard Williams. John Wood, he's expendable. He's a guy that if you want that Tomlin kid to make the team, then by all means have him do it. Jabari Ellis, not really going to do much. Christopher Hinton probably make the team. You have a chance. He has a chance to make the ball club over David Mua. David Mua has been here. I really like Raymond Johnson the third. I really like him a lot, but we'll see what happens. I think you can use him in the Jahad Ward thing, right? If you look at him, Jahad Ward's 290, Raymond Johnson's 270. Traditionally, if he played 4-3 defensive end, he'd be great. He's got a great motor, great get off. Antonio Valentino, what a great name. Don't think he's going to make the team, but still a cool name to talk about. DJ Davison, 6'3", 327, 25 years old, probably has maxed out his weight, so we'll see. He's a big guy. He'll probably help out and be give a player to a respite in their blows for the defensive line. Then you have like a guy like Justin Ellis. He's 32 years old, undrafted free agent. Big boy. He's going to be, not undrafted free agent, UFA, right? He's going to come in here, probably be behind Dexter Lawrence, because Dexter Lawrence is going to get first crack in the nose tackle position. A position I think and believe that he is best capable and best suited for playing. I mean, Jeff's helped me out with the show here. He's going linebacker, Thibodeau, a large Fox. Let me get to the linebackers, Jeff. Jeez. Anyways, and then Tyrone Truesdale, what we talked about, he's going to be a plugger, 6'2", 347 pounds. That guy is enormous. He's not going to stop at the buffet line with that guy, huh? Just kidding. But, we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. This is why you play the game. And just because you make the team now doesn't mean you're going to make the team later, because when they do cuts in late August, early September, you're going to find out who's going to make the team. They might make a trade here. I think if there's a lot of injuries, don't be surprised the Giants trade somebody like Leonard Williams or a player like that. They can get somebody in return for. So, I like Christopher Hinton. We'll see. He'll probably be on the practice squad, but you never know. Again. So now, linebackers. Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, 5 and 51, are going to be wrecking havoc for this defense for years to come. I'm going to put a sack number on Ojulari. The sack number is going to be 10. I'm put a sack number on Thibodeau. That number is going to be 9. So you're going to get 19 sacks from these two guys. Quincy Roche probably going to make the team. Ellerson Smith, 50-50 shot. O'Shane Zimenez, probably not. I would probably give a guy like Tommy Fox a shot over him, especially when the back end of that roster goes Ellerson Smith, O'Shane Zimenez, Nico Lalos, Trent Harris. Those guys aren't worth my time. So I would say Tommy Fox makes it. I would think the top guys are Thibodeau, Azeez, Roche, Smith, and probably Fox. All right. Then inside linebackers, probably going to be Blake Martinez, Tay Crowder, Carter Coughlin, Cam Brown, Justin Dillard, TJ Brunson, McFadden, Darren Beavers. I don't know why Brunson's still on the roster. Guy's done nothing. I mean, what does he have new? I mean, he should have been one of the first guys, but I don't think he makes the team. Carter Coughlin is going to be tough because I really like him, but I don't know if this regime is going to like him. He might be actually good for this defense because he's a good blitzer and has some edge presence to him. And he's a little taller than McFadden. He's about 6'3". McFadden's a little heavier than 240. I think McFadden's eventually going to replace Blake Martinez. That's how I think it's going to go. A lot of people don't think that, but I think he's going to be the heir apparent to there. Darren Beavers, I believe, is going to be a guy that's going to be standing next to Blake Martinez when it's all said and done. He's 6'4", 237, but he's a downhill linebacker that's going to come in and fill a gap more so than Tay Crowder. I like Tay Crowder a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a starter, but I would rather push him to the nickel where you can utilize the speed and blitzer. Cam Brown, he's intriguing because that guy's a special teams ace, and I would like to see him fill out a little bit and be a little bit bigger and maybe be a blitz presence. Now, if you go down to the defensive backs, here's where it gets tricky, right? Adoree Jackson, our most loyal So, anyways, sorry about that. Got a lot of things going on here. I have to step away every once in a while, make sure kids are safe, and paramedics do what they need to do. So, when you go down this list of DBs, you have Adoree Jackson, Darnay Holmes, Aaron Robinson, Jerron Williams, Roy Harris Williams, Cordell Flott, Zion Gilbert, Darian Evans, and Xavier McKinney, Julian Dove, Dane Belton, Yusef Crocker, and Trenton Thompson. Trenton Thompson I like a lot. I think the back end you have, 3 safeties that are going to make the team. McKinney, Julian Love, Dane Belton. And I think Yusef Crocker is going to be number 2. And Trent Thompson, as much as I like him, is going to be on the practice squad. And then in terms of DBs, you got Adoree Jackson making the team, Darnay Holmes making the team, Aaron Robinson's going to make the team, Jerron Williams, Rodarius Williams are probably fighting for the last spot because Cordell Flott is probably going to make that last spot. So you got Flott, Robinson, Holmes, and Adoree Jackson probably making the team. Those are four corners, and your fifth corner is going to be between Rodarius Williams and Jaron Williams, right? Especially if you can get a guy that plays safety as well, which you're doing with Jaron Williams. I think that'll allow him to have some flexibility. So it should be fun to watch these rosters. And like I said, even though you have players on these UDFA lists, they can kick guys out. And then you have Graham Gano, who changed number to number 9, got a lot of money to change. I mean, I wish I had, I wish I was wearing number 5 shooting. He can pay me, man. He can pay me. I would take that $250 to the $50,000 to the bank. Then I think Jamie Gillian is going to be our punter, huh? Wow. They kicked the punter off the roster. They had 2 going in, but now they have 1, Tracy Crider. So that's a lot of people. Remember, they had that mini camp before the draft, and that's what allowed them to do a lot of these things. Get ahead of it. See who are the back end guys. See who the players are. Now they're going to bring guys for tryouts. There may not be players that they like. Guys may be off this roster. So this is not going to be set in stone. It's going to be a fluid transaction. Okay, it's going to be fluid going forward and back, right? And you're going to have all types of players coming in and out of this roster for the 90-man roster. All right, so when you're looking at notes and you're looking at all the previews and reviews and all that stuff, the Giants need some safeties. Don't be alarmed if one comes in. Don't be alarmed if a guy gets cut. They need 90 men. Just because you were here last year doesn't mean you'll be here this year. Especially if you're a 6th, 7th round pick from a previous regime. Those aren't the guys that we're looking at you, especially a guy like Chris Pettit. He's gone. Right? Some of the scouts who have been here, gone. So what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you exactly what that means. That means your job is not long here. Okay, you're not going to be here for a long time because other guys are coming in, and you're going to start to see the Joe Judge and the Brian Dable effect on this roster. But before we head out for this short preview show of minicamp, tune in tonight because Mac the Giant fan and I, we're going to go hard today on the schedule. Look out for that. We are going to be kicking some ass and taking some names. It's going to be a nice show, a quick show, but a show that's going to go over some of the teams that the Giants play, the Eagles play, the Redskins play, and the Cowboys play. Yeah, that's right. I call them the Redskins. What are you going to do about it, YouTube? What are you going to do about it? Go woke, go broke. I ain't woke. I don't care. The 85 years, you don't just change the name because somebody gets a little salty, okay? And it's funny how these people do things, right? PETA's more worried about the Minnesota Timberwolves logo than they are the actual animals that they try to, protect. So I ain't going woke. I'm going back to what it was, especially with that crappy of a franchise in Washington. So we'll see what happens this year. You're going to see. It's going to be fun. Like I said, I dropped the nugget right here. Don't know how true it is, but they say the Eagles may start off with the Detroit Lions. My goodness. What a way to go. Anyways, folks, this has been a quick edition of the Hurry Up Live preview show of minicamp coming up. Look out. Circle your best UDFA because Austin Allen, Yusuf Crocker, Josh Rivers, Tommy Foxon, Joshua Corbett, Trent Thomas, and Zion Gilbert, Darren Evans, Jeremiah Hill, Tyrone Truesdale, and Jabari Ellis are coming in definites. And then, of course, I like Andre Miller from Maine. I think he has an outside shot to make the team. But, hey, here's where it gets started. You have mini camps, you have OTAs, and then you have a break, and then the real thing happens. I believe it's going by so quickly. But thanks for tuning in. And I'm your host of the Hurry Up, Adam. Again, tonight, 6 o'clock. The Giants, Eagles, Redskins, Cowboys, NFC East Roundup Schedule Edition. Me, Mac, the Giant fan. We're going to bring it to you. Get ready.